Hello, my name is Joshua Brown from the interview training company howtobecome.com, and in this presentation I will teach you how to pass your diversity and inclusion manager interview. So if you have a diversity and inclusion manager or officer interview coming up for any organisation whatsoever and you need to prepare for the most common interview questions, then please make sure you watch this video from start to finish, because I'm going to help you to stand out and succeed. To achieve that goal, this is what I'll cover. I'll start off by giving you a list of diversity and inclusion manager interview questions that I strongly recommend you prepare for, including some really tough ones such as describe the biggest mistake companies make regarding diversity and inclusion. Well, that's a tough one. And explain the steps you've taken to get senior management to promote D&I initiatives. I'll then provide you with example high-scoring answers to those questions to help you to succeed. Plus, I'll also make sure to give you some essential tips for passing your diversity and inclusion manager interview, before finally telling you how you can download further resources, including all of the answers to every question to help you to prepare. And just very quickly, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because I want to help you to pass your diversity and inclusion manager interview, and I can only do that if you are subscribed. And please don't forget to hit that like button, because this tells me you find these tutorials useful. Okay, let's take a look at that first diversity manager interview question to prepare for, which is, what is diversity management in your own words? Now, the hiring manager wants to find out what your definition of diversity management is and if it matches what the company is after. So in your answer, give a concise and clear definition. That's really important. Highlight the importance of fostering an inclusive workplace that benefits from individual differences such as age, race, gender, disability, and so on. So let's take a look at a brilliant top scoring answer to help you to pass. What is diversity management in your own words? For me, diversity management is promoting the celebration of employee differences within an organisation and ensuring equal opportunities for all. Diversity management involves building a well-respected workforce through employing staff from a variety of different educational backgrounds, religions, ages, ethnicities, genders, and sexual orientations. Diversity management does not just mean meeting statistical quotas, but instead it means recognising the unique strengths, perspectives, and experiences of each individual and what they can bring to the organisation. Wow, what a powerful way to answer that interview question. Let's move on to the next diversity interview question, which is, describe the best ways to promote diversity. I love this question, as it's a brilliant opportunity for you to show the hiring manager your knowledge of effective strategies and practices that will promote diversity in their workplace. So here are some great strategies that you could mention. So you could mention the use of active recruitment and retention of diverse talent through targeted hiring practices, or the implementation of diversity policies and practices, or ensuring that all levels of the organisation are diverse. That's really important, from entry level all the way up to senior management. Or you could mention this strategy: creating employee networks and resource groups, encouraging open dialogue in the workplace, or frequent re-evaluation of policies and practices and encouraging feedback. That is a great one. So let's take a look at a brilliant top scoring answer to that interview question to help you. Describe the best ways to promote diversity. There are a number of ways to successfully promote diversity within the workplace. In my experience, a diverse senior management team is essential to creating a diverse, inclusive, and also successful professional environment. Since senior executives act as role models for the rest of the company's employees, it's important that they accurately reflect the diversity of the company's workforce. All employees will ideally have a role model inside the company with whom that they can identify with, feel heard, and represented by. Secondly, diversity and inclusion can be encouraged by creating a warm and supportive atmosphere where employees feel confident to contribute thoughts and ideas when working collaboratively as part of a group. Not only does this empower employees, but it contributes to the success of the company by combining ideas from various different perspectives. Finally, diversity can be promoted within an organisation by making the workplace accessible to all. This could include installing disabled toilet facilities, catering to particular dietary requirements, for example kosher, providing a private area for employees who are required to pray during the working day, or accommodating individuals to have the time off work to celebrate their religious festivals. The next diversity manager interview question to prepare for is, explain the steps you've taken to get senior management to promote D&I initiatives. Wow, this is a really tough one to answer, but a great question. You're being interviewed for this position as the company wants someone who will champion diversity and inclusion initiatives in the company. So think of an example where you've influenced senior management. Here is a great example answer to help you. Explain the steps you've taken to get senior management to promote D&I initiatives. In my previous role, in light of the Black Lives Matter movement, I felt strongly that our organisation should be responding with a launch of initiative to educate and spread awareness on the matter, as well as help our own employees and stakeholders to feel understood and empowered. Before approaching the leadership team, I spent time to build a pitch to present to them. I put together a plan for an afternoon where selected external speakers would lead discussions and workshops with all company staff. I also collected data demonstrating the positive effect hosting these events can have on workplace inclusivity and employee well-being. I then proposed my plan to the leadership team with an accurate estimation of how much the event would cost, and they felt it would be extremely worthwhile. I was really pleased with the outcome, as the event went down really well whilst the movement was on everyone's minds, and I like to think it made everyone have a more proactive approach to diversity and inclusion. Now don't go anywhere, as I still have more interview questions and answers to give you, but when you're ready, click that link in the top right hand corner. It will take you through to my website, howtobecome.com, where you can download my 21 diversity and inclusion manager interview questions and answers for all organisations, and it will give you the edge in your interview and includes all the questions we're covering right now. Okay, here's the next diversity manager interview question. Describe the biggest challenges diversity and inclusion professionals are facing currently. Now you're being asked this to assess your understanding of the challenges organisations face regarding diversity and inclusion initiatives. So some common challenges that many organisations are facing include ensuring that meaningful representation of underrepresented groups is actually implemented. Another one includes overcoming bias and barriers within the organisation, finding ways to navigate cultural differences in global organisations. That's a really common one for big global companies. And finally, another common challenge includes keeping up with societal changes and norms. So here's a great example answer that is going to help you stand out to the hiring manager. Describe the biggest challenges D&I professionals are facing currently. Diversity and inclusion within the workplace has made significant progressions in recent years through successful global movements such as equal pay, Black Lives Matter and Me Too, and the recent implementation of various diversity and inclusion policies across companies has statistically shown great advancements. However, many individuals still face prejudgment from colleagues within the workplace. I believe that the biggest challenge faced by diversity and inclusion professionals is changing prejudice and pre-existing views. Internal prejudice views can result in individuals being isolated and unheard by judgmental colleagues. Not only is this extremely unprofessional, but it is also counterproductive to the success of the organisation. This issue can begin to be combated by regular diversity and inclusion workshops, the implementation of a strict zero tolerance, anti-discrimination and bullying policies, and a safe space for individuals to confidentially report instances of prejudice in order for the situation to be successfully tackled. Okay, the next diversity manager and inclusion interview question is, describe the biggest mistakes companies make regarding diversity and inclusion. Now the hiring manager wants to know that you can help the company avoid common pitfalls and mistakes. My advice is to choose a common mistake that organisations make in their diversity and inclusion strategies and demonstrate your ability to offer practical solutions. Again, let's take a look at a top scoring answer to help you. Describe the biggest mistake companies make regarding diversity and inclusion. I feel that the biggest mistake currently being made by companies in regard to diversity and inclusion is the lack of policy implementation. Whilst for many organisations, on paper, all the correct policies and procedures are recognised, they are not put into day-to-day practice. For example, if a complaint is raised regarding discrimination, it is likely not to be managed in the way outlined in the company's policies by all staff members. This can create confusion, inconsistency, and, most importantly, the complaint being unresolved. In my experience, the best course of action for combating this mistake is for companies to host regular mandatory training for all managers on the correct diversity and inclusion policies and procedures to ensure that they are successfully applied. Okay, the next diversity manager interview question is, what is the most challenging diversity and inclusion situation that you have faced? When answering this interview question, you must showcase your problem-solving skills and your ability to handle difficult situations. I also recommend that you reflect on your personal growth and end your answer on a positive note. So let's take a look at an example where I do just that. What is the most challenging diversity and inclusion situation you have faced? In my previous role, I was approached by my colleague in the recruitment team who was concerned and offended by his manager's remarks after interviewing a candidate who spoke with an accent. Whilst the candidate had been the most suitably qualified candidate for the position, the manager stated that they would not consider them as nobody would understand them. This discrimination was unwelcome and unacceptable, and I made it my task to ensure that it would not affect the candidate's chances of being hired. I met with the third member of the interview panel and they verified the complaint and stated that they too were made deeply uncomfortable by the remark, however did not feel able to report the incident since it involved their manager. I then made contact with the company's managing director, explained the incident and requested a meeting between them, the manager who made the remark, and myself. The particular manager was embarrassed by her actions and initially denied the comment. However, after I explained that it had been verified by multiple sources, she admitted to the comment but insisted that it was just a joke and did not appear genuinely remorseful. After consideration and the option for additional training rejected, the managing director and I came to the conclusion that this toxic behaviour was unforgivable and that her employment with the company would be terminated. The managing director personally re-interviewed the candidates for the position herself, with myself present to ensure impartiality. Going forward, it was decided that either myself or a HR team member must be present at all interviews to ensure that this never happened again. Whilst I felt that I handled the situation successfully, in hindsight, I would have notified the managing director immediately. Now, in preparation for your diversity and inclusion manager interview, I also recommend you prepare answers to the following questions. What is respect and dignity, and how would you demonstrate this in the workplace? What is reasonable adjustment in the workplace? What would you do in the first 30 days of starting work as a diversity manager? You overhear a work colleague in the canteen making an inappropriate or derogatory remark. What would you do? How would you ensure diversity and equality in your management style? What are your salary expectations in this role as our diversity and inclusion manager? How would you motivate a team? What experience do you have of working with people from different backgrounds? Tell me a time when you supported diversity in an organisation. A member of your team disagrees with one of your decisions. How do you respond? Describe a time when you made an unpopular decision. Describe your decision-making process. Tell us a time when you led a diverse team to a positive outcome. Tell me about a time when you promoted or supported change within an organisation. How would you handle a disagreement with senior management? Describe a time when you noticed a member of your team acting in a manner which was inconsistent with the organisation's values. So the next thing to do, if you would like to download example answers to these and all of the toughest diversity and inclusion manager interview questions, is to please make sure you click that button in the top right hand corner of this video right now. Head through to my website, howtobecome.com, where you can download these slides and get access to 21 diversity and inclusion manager interview questions and high scoring answers to each question in a PDF guide. You can literally have access and the slides in your inbox within 2 minutes from now, and it's guaranteed to help you prepare effectively for your interview and also, more importantly, put you ahead of the competition. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe, as I'm on a mission to help as many people as possible pass their job interviews, and I can only do that if you're subscribed. And please also hit that like button, as that encourages me to make more videos just like this one. And if you have any questions regarding any job interview whatsoever with any organisation, please do let me know the name of the job role or organisation in the comments section below, where I'll get back to you with even more interview tips and advice. Please do connect with me on LinkedIn. I've put my LinkedIn link in the description below. It's always great to connect with like-minded professionals such as yourself. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you all the best for your interview. Have a great day.